Hi everyone, it's a nice warm 80-degree day and there's a lot to do in the garden today. First things first is I've got to get the fountain planter covered. It's got lettuce in there. If I don't cover it with shade cloth, it's going to bolt and burn up, and I'd really like to get a little bit more mileage out of the lettuce. So grabbing the shade cloth and heading down. Now, we've really been enjoying sitting outside. The evenings are getting warmer, and I definitely want to get more hummingbird feeders popped up there, maybe a little hummingbird tower. So really excited to do that as the weather gets warmer. So let's head down, install the shade cloth. Now, I'm definitely using a thicker shade cloth for this one because the lettuce is super sensitive to the heat. So I think this is about maybe an 80% sunblock shade cloth. And what shade cloth does is it lets the sunlight through, but definitely blocks out a lot of the heat. So really hoping to get a little more harvest out of our lettuce before things get too warm. Here's the lettuce I'm talking about right here. Now, these are some of my favorite varieties. Maybe you saw this week on our harvest video. The red salad bowl, the oak leaf. It's just gorgeous right now, and I'm actually kind of heartbroken. Not that the weather's getting warm, but that it might be bolting very soon because we've so been enjoying our salads. So hopefully the shade cloth will do the trick and we'll get at least another month or so out of it. So next on the agenda for today is definitely dial in the watering for the lawn. Now, all these years we've lived here, we've never had an automatic irrigation system for our lawn. We've just hand watered it, moved sprinklers around, and it really takes a lot of time. What I did this winter is I actually planted a clover lawn. It's just starting to grow in. It looks really green, really nice. We've had tons of rain, but with this heat, it's not quite well established yet, and it really is going to need some watering to make it through. But once it's established, it's going to be drought tolerant and we'll hardly have to water at all. So what I've been doing is installing the Mr. Landscaper micro sprinklers. There's one right there in the middle of the lawn. There's so many different patterns that is to fit the spaces that we have. I've got to get some micro sprinklers set up right back here, so that our clover lawn continues to grow and makes it through the heat this week. So this is the first area I'm going to be working on, and I do have a micro sprinkler installed right here, but it's just not giving me the coverage that I want. So what I'm going to do is just put in the 1/4-inch vinyl tubing and extend this one to go right in the middle and do like a 360 spinner. And it won't be a permanent fixture, but it'll give me the watering that I need for this area to get established. Then I can simply remove it and put it back in the corner and then water as needed. I love this little thing. This is a 360 spinner micro sprinkler. So I am just going to grab my vinyl tubing over here and measure out a length to about the middle or so. I think this should do it. Going to pop this one off. That's what I love about these is they're interchangeable. Put the 360 spinner in and hook it up. All right, let's give it a whirl. This 360 should be just about right for this area. And I'm going to go ahead and shut the whole system off now. We're not going to water. It's in the middle of the day. But I just want to show you guys one thing here. One of my favorite parts of these micro sprayers is that you can turn them off right here with this lever, which I'm going to do now, to adjust the flow. That way, if this area has enough water, it really allows me to control and customize the watering for my lawn and for the rest of my garden as well. So I've got the 360 fan pretty well dialed in for that area. Now for this area here, I'm going to experiment with a couple other different styles or shapes of micro sprinklers and see what kind of coverage we get. So this one here is called the 320 fan. So my plan for this at this point is to run the 1/4-inch vinyl tubing. See where the hose is right up there? We've got our micro sprinkler 1/2-inch tubing up there. To run the 1/4-inch tubing along the top of the wall and then come out and put this 320 fan micro sprinkler kind of in the middle of the first level, right there, and then right there, so that hopefully it will spray down and get the second level as well. But the cool thing is these are adjustable, so we'll just see what kind of coverage we get, and then we'll adjust from there. This will be fun. So here's our timer set up for our drip irrigation. I do have the micro sprayers on a whole separate timer here. Got a 50 PSI a pressure regulator here. So what I'm gonna do is just punch right in here the 1/4-inch tubing to the 1/2-inch tubing with my punch tool. And then run the 1/4-inch tubing all along the wall here so we can water this area. So what I ended up doing is running the 1/4-inch tubing behind our little storage area here. And I just love how flexible this is and easy to cut. It really makes installation easy. So I ran a line behind our storage area here to one micro sprinkler right there. And then what I decided to do is just kind of tee off here. So I put a little T connector, which basically connects this line, and this line. And this is my second micro sprinkler running right there. So now we're going to turn it on and give it the test and see if I'm getting the coverage that I want or if I'm going to need to switch it out for a different micro sprinkler. Okay, here's the test. Just turn manual on, 5 minutes. Ooh, nice pattern. I do like the pattern, however, I don't feel like I'm getting enough coverage here. It does not go down to the second level like I had hoped. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and switch this head out for the 360 spinner that I use down below, and I think that'll give me the coverage that I need. Thank goodness for these on-off valves here. Super easy to switch these out. Nice. Definitely better coverage with the 360. It's going all the way down to the lower level, and that really eliminates me having to install extra micro sprinklers down here. Well, I'm getting a lot more done today than I thought I would, so I'm really happy about that. But the next thing, I mean, what else can a gardener do on a beautiful spring day but plant? So I'd really love to get something planted here in my Smart Pots raised beds. I've just been itching to do that. So you probably saw in our video a few weeks ago, we got the Smart Pots urban raised beds all set up. We filled them with the bumper crop soil. Absolutely loving the beautiful dark black soil. It's such good soil. I can't wait to get something planted. And then when Sam was here, we got the drip irrigation set up. So I have been running the drip in the 2 Smart Pots urban raised beds just so the soil gets nice and moist and ready for planting. So it has settled just a little bit, which is perfectly normal when you put new soil in or from season to season. So what I'd really like to get done today is to add more of the bumper crop raised bed mix to kind of bring the soil level up to the top. And then I'd really love to get some seeds planted. Now I've been kind of debating about what to plant in these raised beds because they do get a couple hours of shade in the afternoon, as you can see. That magnolia tree right there casts some shade. And then as the afternoon progresses, probably late afternoon, the sun then hits it again, and it gets a few more hours of sunlight in the late afternoon. So I'm thinking big varieties of tomatoes are not going to work here. I'll probably do some dwarf varieties that will do okay with partial sun, partial shade, and some sugar baby watermelon I think would do really, really nicely here up against the trellis. So I've got a little bit more work to do before we call it a day. I am so excited about how these Smart Pots raised beds are looking. I ended up running out of the bumper crop raised bed mix, so I started off with the bumper crop potting soil, which is still just as good of soil as the raised bed mix. Got lots of good organic nutrients in it. So now that my raised beds are filled up, I cannot wait to get this tomato planted. I'm going to start off here with the Sun Gold tomato, which is a beautiful cherry tomato. So it'll be perfect in this spot with partial sun, partial shade. And then I'm going to put the sugar baby on the other side. So this soil is so good that you don't even have to add any extra fertilizer, which is really nice. So I'm not even going to add any extra granular, and I'm going to plant it right here next to the trellis, next to this drip emitter here. And as I'm going throughout the season, if I feel like it's just not getting enough water, what I can do is actually add in one of the little auto-drippers right here that Mr. Landscaper offers. But right here next to the drip emitter, I think it's going to do really well. This tomato already has blooms on it, and I cannot wait for the taste of homegrown tomatoes. So it's so easy just to pop this right in here. Beautiful transplant that I've been growing for a couple of months now. Just pop in the tag. And then on this side, I think it would be a really good spot for a sugar baby melon. And with the weather as warm as it's been, planting from seed, they should do very, very well. Hopefully we're past the cold weather. It's going to be so much fun to see the sugar baby just kind of climb over the trellis. And then maybe the tomato and the sugar baby will kind of meet in the middle, and we'll have kind of a watermelon tomato arch. Pop in about 4 seeds in here, a couple inches apart. I always like to plant more than 1 seed. That way I'm sure that I'll get really good germination. So I just put them in there about 1/2 inch, kind of tapped it down there. Didn't forget my tag. We'll give my tomato plant a nice little soil drench. Oh man, I am tasting those fresh tomatoes now. What the heck, let's give some of the sugar babies too. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's garden projects. I'll be planting out the rest of the raised beds soon. I'm still deciding what to put in here. I'm kind of thinking maybe some strawberries spilling over the edge, maybe filling it in the middle with some herbs or some heat-tolerant greens. And of course, I've got to have some flowers, so maybe a sunflower in the corner. Let me know what you think and stay tuned. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm excited I got so much done today. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.